Welcome to Smart Girl Philippines. I'm Irish, and the topic of today's short talk is 3 ways to find the Filipina wife: fast, easy, or risk-free. If you're looking for a wife, then you might want to consider the Philippines. Around 15,000 foreigners married Filipinas last year, and it's easy to understand why. Filipinas are better deal. We speak English. We're family-oriented. We're traditional. We're caring. We're fun. We're beautiful. And oh yeah, we're good in bed. Char! A lot of guys come here to find wives because they either don't like their option back home or they simply can't find a date. I always shocked at the foreigners I would talk to here about the dating situations in their home country. If I could sum up everything I've heard from them into 3 sentences, it would be: 1. Dating a young, fit, and beautiful woman is out of the question unless you are Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. 2. Many women in the West have become radical feminists, and the odds of finding a normal one who will date you are almost 0%. 3. Unless you're super fit, finding a date is almost impossible. Well, the good news is that you can absolutely find a wife here in the Philippines. But let me explain why, so you'll have a better understanding of how things work here. So, the big difference in the Philippines is that finding a partner is much more practical. If a girl in your home country has easy access to credit cards, student loans, home loans, car loans, and high-paying jobs and isn't interested in having kids or starting a family and has girlfriends and a phone to keep her entertained, then most men aren't going to be of much value to her, with the exception of super fit or super rich guys. And even being super rich still won't guarantee you a date. There are a lot of rich, lonely guys living in other countries, with the explosion of social media and especially Instagram where image is so important. My theory is that it's actually very simple to explain who women choose. They want the fit guy because their relationships don't need to be practical. For her, marriage isn't about financial survival, and it's more than likely not about having kids and starting a family. It's probably more about being with the handsome and fit guy that she can show off online and have good sex with. However, a Filipina can chase fit guys all she wants. But at the end of the day, if she wants to have kids, start a family, have financial support, have loyalty, and build the life she wants, then who she chooses as a partner needs to be based on practicality, not how fit he is. Of course, biology is still biology. And of course, Filipinas are attracted to young, fit, handsome guys like any other girl on earth. But the bottom line is that being chubby or older or a nerd is not a deal breaker here, because that young, handsome, fit guy might be a horrible partner for her, practically speaking. Basically, most foreigners have incredible value in the eyes of Filipinas. And like I always say, go where you have value. So now that we've unpacked why it's easier to find a wife in the Philippines, let's talk about how to actually do it. There are 3 ways: the fast way, the easy way, or the risk-free way. You're going to have to pick one of these 3 paths forward if you're going to make it happen. And I'm going to share a few stories about each one, both good and bad, to help you see the positives and negatives for each one. You need to understand that all women are a roll of the dice. Without risk, there's no reward. You can play it safe and stay home, but ships weren't built to sit in the harbor. Sure, a lot of ships sink or disappear or get taken over by pirates, and sometimes beautiful, sexy pirates. But it doesn't mean you're supposed to just park your ship at the dock and let it rot. No, you're supposed to go live while you can. So let's get started. First, the fast way. You meet a Filipina online using a dating website. You chat and do video calls. You show up and meet her in person and meet her family. You have fun together for a few weeks. You get engaged. You apply for a fiancé visa and jump through all the hoops as quick as possible. And then you bring her to your country to get married. And from start to finish, everything happens in less than a year. I have a Filipina friend who married a foreigner this way. They got married right before the big C word started. So their timing was perfect. And she's been in the United States for 5 years now. And everything is great. Let's break it down. He was smart in choosing a Filipina like her because she was in her late 20s. She had a full-time job. She was mature and already knew how life worked. And she was ready to get married. And so when he came along, she jumped at the opportunity. If she had been 21 or 22, she would have probably still been worrying about trying to make money to support her parents, and she would have probably still been playing around. So he was wise to choose someone like her. He took a huge risk, but it worked, and now he's enjoying the reward. I also know another Filipino who was in her early 20s. She was a gym girl. She was super fit and looked really good. She created a dating profile and got a ton of messages from foreign guys wanting to take her on trips. An older retired guy showed up here and took her to an expensive resort in Cebu and proposed to her on the second day. She said yes, and he got her a fiancé visa and she went to the United States, married him, and then took off with the fitness instructor she met at the gym there. Womp womp. Let's break it down. Proposing on your second date together is probably not a good idea. He got too excited and was too eager to snag a young, hot, fit Filipina, and in the end, he got burned. And of course, she was gonna take the free ticket, but he made it way too easy for her. She didn't have to work for the relationship, so that means she wasn't invested in the relationship. So it made it 10 times easier for her to walk away once she got there. I would sum up the fast way by saying it's very high risk, high reward, and it's a lot cheaper than the other ways. And the downside is also that it's not super easy. It's hard to speed through the fiancé visa process super fast. There's a lot of paperwork to fill out and homework you're going to have to do. And planning a new life with someone you have to bring to your country in a short amount of time is no easy task. Of course, you'll save money because you're not spending a lot of time traveling around the Philippines or traveling back and forth from your home country. But the upside is that you're not wasting time. You know what you want and you're making it happen now. So real talk, if you choose this path, I would recommend you choose a Filipina in her late 20s or older. I would find someone who is mature. I would find someone who knows the value of money and hard work. I would find out what her expectations are when she comes to your country. If she just wants to go there to be with her family or work 100 hours a week to send money back home, then that means you won't be spending a lot of time together, which defeats the purpose of having a partner. And I would find someone who is not a supermodel. Just find a simple girl who isn't chasing status or money, and don't be afraid to pump the brakes if you notice any red flags along the way. If it was March of 2019, then you would be really glad that you chose the fast path to marriage when March of 2020 arrived. So go fast if you feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Next, the easy option. You don't mess with the online dating thing until you show up in the Philippines. You meet girls both online and organically when you arrive. You date around and you pick the one who you enjoy being with and the one who you can picture yourself having a future with. She becomes your girlfriend and you take several trips back and forth hanging out with her. You go to Boracay and Palawan and have a lot of fun together. You meet her family and ease into the idea of building a life together. If it doesn't work, then you find someone else and try again. Once you find the right person, you apply for a fiancé visa and you bring her back to your home country. It's not super fast or super cheap, but it's easy. So quick story. I know one foreigner who showed up here and he went to meet 4 different Filipinas who were in their late 20s and early 30s in various provinces. He picked one and then made several trips back and forth. He got her to the United States within about 2 years of first meeting, and they've been together for 10 years now, and they've built a great life together. He invested more money, taking time to get to know her, and he was still taking a big risk in bringing her to the United States, but it worked out well. She was slender and beautiful, but once again, she was older. I think she was 32 when they met and had been jerked around by a lot of guys. So when a good one showed up, she held on to him. If you choose this path, remember, it's going to be easy to just play the field forever because there's always another Filipina around every corner. So if your goal is to get married, then once you find a good one, stick with her. And put some cheap wires on your calendar to keep things moving forward. If you keep her waiting too long, then you're going to lose her. And you're also going to need to make sure you have plenty of free time and money to travel back and forth to the Philippines. So, to summarize, the fast option is super high risk, cheaper, and for guys who don't have a lot of free time. The easy option is medium risk, more expensive, and for guys with more free time. But there's one slight problem with both of these options. Let me tell you about a Filipina that I know, and let's call her Jinky, since I'm not going to give you her real name. Jinky's sister, aunts, uncles, and cousins all live in the United States, and she has an American guy she likes who's in the military who's visited her in the Philippines before. So of course, she really wants to get to the United States, but he doesn't have the time and money to get her there. And she got denied for a tourist visa when she applied. So she is itching to find a way to the US however she can. So guess what? She got a dating profile. And she's chatting with foreigners looking for a gullible guy to come meet her so she can seduce him to get her a fiancé visa. Then she'll go there, get married, and then bounce to go be with her real boyfriend and her family. At least that's her plan right now. Scary, right? Is it wrong? Yes, but she doesn't care. So, will she get there? I say her chances are good because she's beautiful and she's got a lot of guys on the hook. But I feel sorry for the poor guy who takes the bait. Unfortunately, this is how the world works. It's not just a Filipino thing. So that's why choosing the easy and especially the fast way has incredible risks. So that's why a lot of guys choose the last option, which is the almost risk-free option. This is where you go to the Philippines to find a wife, and everything stays in the Philippines. You get married in the Philippines, and then you either live in the Philippines or you make regular trips back and forth. The only risks in doing this are what you invest in the relationship and the legal risk if you cheat on her. So, if you build her family a house or buy properties or start a business with her and then the relationship fizzles, consider those things all gone. And if you cheat on her, then she can have you arrested. So, the way you make it almost risk-free is that you don't build her family a house, don't buy properties, and don't try to start a business. Just rent a place or buy an expensive house or condo with her and enjoy your life together. And don't cheat on her. Doing it this way is not going to be fast or easy, but you're going to remove a lot of risk from the equation, and you're probably going to have a more exciting adventure. And it's probably going to be more enjoyable for her because Filipinas actually love the Philippines. Most prefer to stay here if they can. The appeal to move to another country has more to do with finding a good paying job than actually leaving the Philippines. So of course, the risk-free option is the favorite option among retired guys in good health who have the freedom to relocate here. If you are going to take the risk-free path, then my only word of caution would be that it's going to be really tempting to try to find a wife in one of the nightlife districts in the Philippines. Sometimes it works, but the majority of the time, it's a huge dumpster fire. So, if you're coming here to find a wife, then it's your best interest to stay away from the bars and freelancers. Life is too short to chase fantasies. Proverbs 18:22 says, "He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord." If you find a good Filipina, then marry her and don't look back. Just remember to be smart. I would highly recommend that you watch my 3 dumb legal mistake guides make marrying a Filipina and my test your Filipina video before you think about marrying any Filipina. I've put the links in the description below. Let me conclude by sharing with you some wisdom a friend once told me. She said, "What's the worst thing that could happen if you take a chance on love? You could get your heart broken, lose a few pesos and some time. That's not so bad, is it? Now, get out there and make it happen." What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you may consider signing up for my free weekly newsletter called SMART123. Every Thursday, you receive an email with 3 ideas about love, 2 ways to be smart in life and business, and 1 bit of personal Filipina life advice from me. Just click the link in the description below to try it out. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. And as usual, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for the good luck of the Philippines.